Your finance stack is a Frankenstein's monster, and here's how to fix it. If your finance setup feels more complicated than your actual business, then we need to talk. A lot of founders don't realize this, but behind the scenes, their systems are basically duct taped together. And as a founder and business owner myself, I get it. You've got different tools for payments, expenses, transfers, billing, and none of them are really talking to each other. So while you're focused on hitting your revenue goals, this Frankenstein monster of a setup is quietly costing you time, money, and momentum. So in this episode, I really want to break down what's actually going wrong and how smart e-com founders are starting to simplify everything when it comes to their finance. Now, before we dive in, this episode is brought to you by our friends at airwallex. We've actually been using them at Foundr for almost 10 years now, and they solve a lot of the exact problems we're about to talk you through. They're essentially an all-in-one global financial platform and brings your payments, accounts, cards, and expenses into one place. So instead of stitching together like 5 different tools, you've got one system that actually works together. We've left a link below if you want to check them out, but let's get into it. So problem number 1, the software sprawl tax. This is how it usually happens. You don't wake up one day and decide to build a complicated finance stack. You just add tools as you go. Stripe for payments, your bank or Wise for transfers, something else for expenses like Ramp or Brex, another tool for subscriptions. Individually, every decision makes sense, but over time, you end up with a stack that was never designed to work together. And now money is constantly moving between systems, each one taking fees, adding friction, and creating complexity. This is what we call the software sprawl tax. You're paying duplicate subscriptions, getting hit with hidden exchange rate markups every time money moves, and wasting countless hours on manual reconciliation. It's not one big problem, it's 100 small ones that stack up. Problem number 2, the reconciliation nightmare. At the beginning, you can get away with it, but as soon as you start scaling and more transactions come through, things get messy fast. You try to close your books at the end of the month and nothing quite lines up. Your Stripe payouts don't match your bank deposits because of hidden conversion fees. Your employee expenses need to be manually reviewed and synced with your accounting software, and your international supplier payments are tracked on separate dashboards. So now you or your expensive accounting team are jumping between platforms, downloading spreadsheets, matching receipts, trying to hunt down errors, and then suddenly you're spending hours every week just trying to understand your own business. That's the real cost here, not just money, but time, focus, and decision speed. When you're spending 10 hours a week on admin instead of growth, your finance stack is actively holding you back. Problem number 3, the blind spot in spend visibility. You can't optimize what you can't measure. So when your financial data is scattered across bank accounts, across different countries, disconnected cards, spend and incoming payments in different currencies, you don't actually know what's going on in real time. You might be overspending in one market, underperforming in another, or bleeding money in places you haven't even noticed yet. But you only find out later when the accounting finally catches up and the damage is already done. The best operators don't run blind like this. They want a clear, real-time view of where money is going, what's working, and what's not, because that's how you can make fast, confident decisions. And in a unified system, you set real-time spend limits, you automate approvals, and you see exactly where every dollar went instantly. Problem number 4, why adding more tools doesn't fix it. A lot of founders try and solve this by adding more tools, more dashboards, more reports, more solutions, but that usually just makes things worse, especially now with AI. Everyone's talking about automation in finance, but in reality, even the best trained AI can't fix a broken system. So if your cards, invoices, and bank accounts are live in separate silos, an AI tool cannot effectively match them up. So if your data is fragmented, the insights will be too. The real shift isn't adding more on top, it's simplifying what's underneath, because when everything is connected like it is with airwallex, that's when automation actually works. Their built-in AI assistant can close your books and flag errors automatically. Tasks that are literally impossible when your data is trapped in separate apps. Founders who scale cleanly think about this differently. They don't just build where they are today, they build for where they're going. The biggest mistake founders make is building a finance stack they will have to rip out and replace in 12 months. They duct tape tools together as a quick fix only to realize that at 1 mil or 5 mil in revenue, the system completely breaks down under the weight of its own complexity. So instead of stitching tools together, smart founders move towards day zero infrastructure. One system that handles everything: accounts, billings, payments, payouts, cards, expenses, one source of truth. Because when your back end is simple, everything else moves faster. You make decisions quicker, you spend less time on admin, and you can actually focus on growth. So at the end of the day, your finance stack should support your growth, not slow it down. So if you feel like you're constantly jumping between tools just to manage money, then that's a sign it's time to simplify. And that's exactly what platforms like airwallex are built for. They bring everything into one place so you can really operate globally without the usual complexity. One platform, one dashboard, one vendor for the entire money movement cycle. So if you want to check them out, there's a link in the description. I can't recommend them enough. We've used them for years and years and years. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you'd like us to help you build your business, click here.